Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I have to admit, I was going to wait to see this movie when it came out on Netflix. So supposedly there's a 4-hour director's cut coming when it leaves the theaters to Netflix. So I was going to wait to see the whole thing like that. But my girlfriend's son said that he saw it and it was amazing, and it has an ending that you have to see now because people will spoil the ending and you really need to see it as soon as possible. So we packed up and we went and saw it, and I'm glad that we did because this movie was awesome. It does have a few problems, and I had a couple of issues with some of the things that Tarantino did, but overall, the movie was engaging. And I know people are saying, it's a 2 hour and 45-minute movie. Yes. To me, it didn't feel like it. When the movie ended, I honestly felt like 2 hours had gone by, which is fine with me. I mean, and usually I'm not down for 2 hour and 45-minute dramas, which this isn't a drama. This movie is actually, it's not in the genre of comedy, but this movie was hilarious. I loved it. And just the cinematography on this film was brilliant. There are multiple shots of just people driving down the road. I mean, like for 5 or 10 minutes, and the camera pans around, and you get to see everything. And I saw some reviews before I went and saw it, and people were complaining about this. I actually really liked those shots. I thought they were awesome. I mean, it kept the pace going, because sometimes the movie would kind of feel like it was slowing down, and then next thing you know, it just picks right back up. And I thought that's another thing I loved about this movie is the pacing. It like I said before, it didn't feel like 3 hours had gone by, but it felt like two. But I was so engaged with what was going on the screen, and there's no discernible plot in this movie. It's not about something. If it's about anything, it's about these two guys, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt's characters. One's an actor and one's his stunt double, and they're like the best of friends. And you get some scenes with them together. You get multiple scenes with them together, but it was really I felt like it was about what's happening with Sharon Tate, played by Margot Robbie, brilliantly played, I thought. She was awesome. And even though I thought there were some needless scenes of her, like in the movie theater, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. But other than that, I thought she was amazing as Sharon Tate, even though she really didn't really do anything. She was kind of just there to set you up for something that what happened in history to her. And this movie flips that on its head. And I loved what they did with her character and just her story, even though the movie's not even about it. It's really weird, but that's Tarantino. It's not about what you think it's about until you leave the theater and you go, oh, that's what the movie was about. And that's what I found myself doing, is really still to this day, even doing this review, I'm still thinking, man, the movie was about this. but that's what was so great about it. I did have a couple problems. Bruce Lee, I'm sure you've seen from the trailer, this guy that plays Bruce Lee. I did not like the portrayal of Bruce Lee in this movie. And you'll know what I'm talking about. Bruce Lee was an idol of mine. He's an icon, my hero when I was a little boy, and the way they portrayed him as kind of a jerk, I didn't like that. And so be prepared for that. So just know I didn't like that in the movie. Everything else was awesome in this movie. I mean, everything was great. And what you think is getting ready to happen doesn't happen the way you think. But for like 20 minutes, you think this is going to happen, but it doesn't. But in some instances, it does. So it flips you around. But the end, let me just tell you, I'm not going to spoil this movie for you, but the end of this movie was awesome. And I know there's some controversy about it because, it's essentially about, the Charles Manson murders, of Sharon Tate and what happens to her and stuff. And the way that Tarantino, you know, did this, I thought was a total homage to those people. And I thought it was great, and I might get backlash for that. I don't care, but that's just my opinion. I thought it was amazing what he did, almost like, you know, gave them justice, in a way. And it was brilliant. So I love the end. So when you see the movie, just know that it was an end that I loved. And if you do see it, let me know your comments below about what you thought of the ending of this movie without spoiling anything for anybody. Just tell me if you liked it or not. That's all I really want to know. So, but I can do a spoiler video if you guys want me to. You know, just let me know in the comments, and I'll make one and talk about everything that happens in this movie. But just know that it was brilliantly made and should be seen in the theater. Don't wait to see it. Go see it now because it is a good time. The whole theater erupted in laughter multiple times. You will have a good time watching this movie. So anyway, have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Are you going to see it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!